So we're here, one of the truly nice guys in rock and roll and metal, Mr. Dave Ellefson here at Wondercon 2009. How are you doing, sir?
Hey, I'm doing good, thank you.
Yeah. It's good to see you. Now, it's been a while since I've seen you, and I've never really heard the full story. I'm so shocked you're no longer in Megadeth. I mean, what happened there?
Well, the group ended actually in 2002,
right.
And at that point, everybody moved on to do new things. I stayed in touch with Jimmy DeGrasso, and oddly enough, he and I we've actually played together in a few things, but in that transition, one of the things I did is I started a new group called F5, and Jimmy plays in that band with me now.
I see.
And we have a new record that just came out recently called The Reckoning. So that's one of the main things that I'm doing now musically.
Yes, F5. You have some solo stuff too?
There's that right there. For the viewer at home.
And how's F5 different from Megadeth?
You know, it's interesting. I met most of the guys in the band in 2002. I went around the country and I did a lot of songwriting, co-writing, and also production work. A lot of developmental deals and stuff that I was doing with new young bands. And that was actually when I met the guys in F5. In 2003, we started jamming together, and that's when the group formed. Our first record came out 2005, and we did a tour for that about a year later. And then that rolled into this second record, and then Jimmy joined up with us on that. So it kind of fell in my lap, to be honest with you. I mean, after being in one group for so many years doing one thing, I was really not looking forward to putting a new band together. I got to be honest with you, just because putting bands together. There's a lot of people that approach me about trying to do these all-star groups and that, and to me that's always putting the cart before the horse. To me a band should be formed because we like each other and we play well together, and that should be the reason you form a band. So that's, and you know what I mean. So and the thought of starting something all over from scratch was like, just everything that goes into it. But the F5 is really, it came together easy, it was natural, and it's so musically, I just try to let it be its own thing. It's heavy, it's melodic. It's not really thrash metal, I wouldn't say, but great playing, great guitar playing, singers awesome. And in this day and age when a lot of metal singing sounds a lot alike,
yes.
I think F5 really sets itself apart from all that.
Speaking of thrash metal, thing you and me have in common, we both appear in the documentary Get Thrashed.
Yeah, right. We did good on that.
Yeah. We certainly did, which brings me to how with Megadeth you have such a history here in the Bay Area.
Yeah, it's funny. Coming up here today, I always get a little sentimental about that, just because years ago, even when the band formed in Los Angeles in 1983, we did our first shows up here in the Bay Area in 1984. I mean, we made that long drive.
Bootleg tapes of those shows.
Yeah, right?
The first time I saw you was the infamous May 31st, 1985 Kabuki Theater gig opening for Exodus.
Right. Oh, what a great gig. Yes. What a great show. That and Exodus was just so on fire. Then it's funny you bring that up, because then we did another one. I think it was New Year's Eve, 85.
New Year's Eve, San Francisco Civic,
85, 86. Yeah, right.
Yeah. With
Metallica.
And Metal Church and Exodus.
Yes. What a great show. Yeah. See, I think Metal Church opened, then us, then Exodus.
You guys
then
actually
Metallica.
went on first.
Did we go on first?
I think you guys replaced either Anthrax or Slayer, who were rumored to be on the bill. You guys had just played San Francisco 2 weeks prior to that. At the headline, it was my first time seeing your headline at the Stone.
See this guy.
Yeah,
I was even there, and I don't even remember these kind of details.
And you debuted a brand new song you never played before called "Peace Sells."
I hail you. That's awesome. And I remember most of this stuff. I got a pretty good memory. I remember a lot of that stuff.
Yeah,
that not so much,
Yeah. Well, the scary thing is like, I hate to bring it up, but that New Year's Eve show. I mean, one person from each of those bands is no longer with us. Well, you got Gar Samuelson.
Wow.
David Wayne of Metal Church, Paul Bailoff, and Cliff Burton.
Now I'm getting like goosebumps. That's like that's a. I should be interviewing him. That's some kind of tribute.
That's why I was interviewed in Get Thrashed.
Yeah, exactly. Well done. Wow, that's like a. It's kind of spooky actually. But you know what it shows though is how long all of us have been around.
Yes.
And I guess probably the depth of that legacy, because when thrash metal was starting, I mean, who would know we'd be all these years later talking about that.
anywhere where people can get in
Listen
touch?
to whatever he says. He seems to know.
Where can people get in touch to find out more about what you're doing?
You know, everybody can get me on the web at davidellefson.com or on MySpace is just David Ellefson and the number 1. So you can get me over there. Yeah. All right. It was awesome chatting with you.
Yes.
Great.